Right. Eugene backyard repair here for another. We're gonna work on a Ryobi Weedeater somebody just dropped off the other day. Says no start. First, we're gonna pull out the plug and confirm on spark and compression. So that'll be our first thing. Has no spark. Not going far. Oh, I love these where they give you just enough room to get the plug out. This uses a momentary contact switch, so at least we know it's on. This according to the switch is on. 5/8 or 11/16. Of course not. 11/16. One's hard. I don't know. Just say one's the hardest one to find. Nope. At least it's a 17 or 18 millimeter. Now 1 second, I gotta find the socket here. Hang on. How we got 3/4 on there? I think the 18 was in the wrong spot because 3/4 is a little big. My 18 wouldn't fit it, but doesn't make no sense. A torch. Great. Find something. There's a wrench on the table here. Something to hit against the mortar to make the ground. I think we're going to pull the plug on this light here. Try to pull the plug. I'm reaching over you guys. Darken it up a little bit in here and shut this garage door a little. Alright. Let me check for spark. Well, that's real strange. The plug shot fuel out. Like a lot. Or somebody stuck something in the hole. It smells like gas, but I don't think it's gas. What did they get this time? I'm trying to find something to get some of that fuel off the engine. It is like soaked. It's gas. But it looks like old gas. What the heck? I've never seen that fuel come out of a cylinder. I don't know how that's even possible. Huh. Is this thing just flooded out to the point? Oh, let me turn my light back on. Flooded out to the point where there was no way it would have fired? How's that possible? Alright, we're gonna grab something to dry the cylinder out a little bit here. Wow. Huh. That is strange. Bring the piston up to the top here. What the heck? It doesn't smell like gas. And we're leaking here too. Out the cap or something. This is dripping. It's just pouring out of the carburetor? Oh my. It's pouring out of the carburetor. Is a vent bed on the cap? That's weird. The gas smells okay over here. It's just pouring out of here. Where's it all coming from? Pull his cap off. Did that go bad? Alright. Can we get this in front of the camera? Here's the air filter. Air filter is soaked. Oh my gosh. What's up? Pause this. Had to walk over and take a look at the neighbor's tractor. He's got the Briggs & Stratton 18 horse. Got the famous valve adjustment, so when you crank it, it cranks over hard. Yeah. Briggs & Stratton would be good for that. I wonder if I have another tank around for one of these. I know I have some old Troy belts, but I'm not sure if I have a tank. Huh. I have a feeling the bed on this tank is clogged. The filter was that wet? It's possible it was that wet. It was soaked. Even the cover is soaked. Is it gas? It doesn't smell that strong of gas though. It's not drying. I wonder if the filter was soaked with water. And he just kept priming it and soaking it until trying to get to start, and it just kept flooding and even farther. Because it's not drying on the bench. And the smell isn't that strong like gas. Even on my hands it's not that strong. Alright. Now I know it's not the cap leaking. Go back to the... It's pulling out the carburetor. She'll pick it back up and pull them right out of the carburetor. Huh. I think we're pulling this carb. There's something wrong. It should not be just pulling out the carburetor. So I flip it up, it pulls right out the carb. Pull these two screws here. See if see if we can find the problem. It's got to be a blockage in this carburetor. Something's causing it to not vent back into the tank. Oh, this one, the throttle cable and everything's on the cover. Good idea. Nope. Let me take the carb screws off. Cap's on. Why is it? It's just pulling it out the carburetor. You have these backwards? Let's find out. One's a supply, one's an in and one's a return. Okay, that's the return. No, it's pulling right away. Something ain't right. No reason it should be pouring gas into the air filter. Get this off so I can dry it. This is it's soaked. I'm going to try taking this off. It's not doing it now, but it's dripping out the inside. You know what usually I end up with most of my projects is somebody's already worked on them and they couldn't figure it out, and then they decided, let's send it over, have me look at it, and then there's hair inside of this, and then find out there's I don't have this carburetor, I can tell you that. It seems to be there's a blockage in here. Alright, we're gonna pause here. I'm gonna take this off. You've seen me do this 1,000 times before, screw, and just pull this part and make sure there's no blockage in here. Alright, we discovered why the fuel keeps running in. There's a metal plate here, metal plate there, and one in the palm of my hand. That metal plate goes right there. It was stuck between the screwdriver. This is what it's got a diaphragm above this, and this is what keeps lets the fuel come in. It was stuck down. It was just letting the fuel pour right past the diaphragm, right into the engine. Now we gotta try to get this back in here, and it's just a little peen on either side, and keep this from falling back out. What's the chances you think that'll happen? I have a feeling this thing's gonna fall out again. I'll bring you back when I get that down. Alright, there she is. She's back in. Man, what a pain. I'm pretty sure they have a special tool to do that with, and we don't have it. It would have never started like that. There was nothing meter in the fuel. It was just letting it come straight into the intake without that not without the plate, but with the plate stuck underneath the needle. Well, the arm that moves the needle. There was no way to meter the fuel. It was just pouring straight into the motor. Get it back on. Yeah, I know. Boring watching me put screws back in. Sure not going to do this with the electric one, so bear with me. Trying to make this video as short as possible. That and anybody thinks I take advantage of anybody, this will be probably a $20 repair job. So you find a lawnmower shop, they'll even look at your stuff for 20 bucks. But you can't. Back on. Back on. Pull fuel. Yeah, so when you pump this, it moves the diaphragm in and out and lets that needle open. Well, the needle was staying wide open, so it was just letting the fuel constantly come in. Got cover back on here. Figure out this throttle now. Really wasn't sure how that thing came off. It seems to be way back there. Like that. Doesn't seem right. Seems like it should be through the backside of this. Yeah, because I put it like this. This goes here. I guess not. No, it's pulling it. I guess that's right. Trying to catch the stuff in the cup just in case it was dirt in the fuel or in the bowl, but it wasn't. Pick up the dirty screwdriver, G. Keep sitting it down on the bench and from grinding, and keep picking up filings. This is what we need, a filing to drop in the motor. All I got to say is cheap. I don't think any brand is getting any. You know, it's not like you know, you can tell me a brand is getting better over time. With them adding more and more cheap parts into them, I don't see how you can get them better. Back on, that's back on. all working. Plug's dry. Cylinder should have dried out some. I've never seen how much fuel come out of a two-stroke. I'm just hoping the bottom of the case dried. And get past the rings and then too much get in the bottom end. But then it still won't start, it'll end up flooding it. Wow. Yeah, I think this has got some fuel on the bottom end. Wow. I'll bring it back in 1 second here. Let's get it on the ground and pull it, and keep blowing it with the air gun to get the screw out of the cylinder. Sideways, the filter bag on while I'm recording my bench. Line one of those planes and your gas off. Nothing about this one. It's impossible. I'm at the bottom. Yeah. I got to figure out this one now. I can't get the line up with the bottom pins. It doesn't hook on these pins. The pins just go through a hole in the bottom. Goes to two holes right here. Really hard to line it up. It's not a good design. I don't actually. What a pain. Let's start back up. There you have it. I don't know, man. What? I'm trying to think of, like I was talking to my neighbor. What normal person, normal every day, gonna attempt this in your shop to repair, would find that piece of metal? I mean, come on. Can't you come up with a better design, Ryobi? What? Why is the piece just it's just stuck in the hole, and then they put like a pin on the edge of it on both sides that barely even does anything. And there's no guarantee that piece is not gonna vibrate itself back out. I mean, it vibrated itself out the first time. There's no guarantee that will vibrate itself back out, but being that the diaphragm's in there, it kind of prevents it from getting to that point. Obviously, it must have ran before, but it just had flooded so bad that there was no way you were going to get that started. It was so flooded out. So anyway, I went picking stuff up off the floor, and I found which is great, a pin for a float out of a carburetor. I'm hoping it wasn't something I put back together and threw up there in the box. Thinking that I could use it later, but I did throw out one the other day. It was junk. So I'm thinking this might have been the pin out of that junk one. Hang on a second here, we're going to throw this right in my parts box. So there you have it, folks. Yeah, as we all know, well, maybe we all know, we'll do the two-stroke. Basically, two-stroke takes in fuel, goes down there. As the piston goes down, that fuel goes below the piston into the crankcase, mixes it all together with the air, and then comes back up. As it's up, it's drawing fuel back in at the same time as drawing fuel back back to go. But anyway, basically the fuel mixes in the bottom and then comes up and fires. So with this being flooded as bad as it was, the bottom end was so full of fuel that it couldn't atomize and come back up to burn. So it was just pulling in the top of the piston. So I had to pull over 8,000 times. They cramped in my arm. Thank God we have our drink up there. I don't think you can see it right there behind the thing, the body armor. You get a little electrolytes back in us, and yeah, I was starting to get a cramp in my arm from pulling it to try to get that fuel out. So basically, I pulled the plug, pulled it, and blew in there at the same time with an air gun to dissipate the fuel back out. So it was blowing fuel out so as I was pulling it, I was using air to atomize the fuel and get it out and dry the cylinder out. Once it got dry, it started, as I was pulling it, started smoking. Finally just fired up. As long as that piece don't fall back out again, should be fine. Like I said, talking about $20 job here. That's it. That's all I charge for this. Shop will charge you depending on your area, anywhere from $60 to almost $100 an hour just to work on. So basically, if they needed they would never put the piece back in. At least not any reputable shop would that is charging any of that money. They would never put that piece back in. They would put a new carburetor on it, aftermarket, because that's all this is the Ryobi. It's Chinese, and then charge you $100 an hour plus the carburetor, which you can probably get them off of Amazon for 23 bucks, maybe even cheaper than that. But they're they're gonna charge you at least double that on parts. So they gotta call it OEM, which if it's Chinese parts, it is OEM. I mean, just because it didn't come from Ryobi itself, it still came from Chinese manufacturing. So they're gonna charge you for an OEM carburetor. So parts and labor, I'm gonna guess it would have been 125 to 150 just to fix this. What's it new? 225, 230. I mean, because the price is going way up. So you're gonna spend half the money on just a repair bill. So that's why I end up with quite a few people bringing stuff to me. And like this Weedeater, I only charged them for parts. I didn't even ask them for the labor because I went back up because I thought it was something I did and picked this motor up and brought it to my house. But I charged him just for the parts, and he gave me a little extra for the labor. And the belt had nothing to do with me. He threw the belt. I just put it back on. Like I said, I have a feeling that the belt jumped again and went back underneath the pulley. That's why it's smoking, because it's burning the belt. But anyway, so if they give me a call this afternoon, we'll be running back up to look at that and hopefully figure out what's up with that. After we'll be pulling a belt and trying to find a new one. I also find it a hard time to find information on old stuff, so it's hard to find out exactly what size that belt is. Anyway, we'll pause you here and we'll end this video. Now I got you back in the other stand. There it is. No more fuel leaking. Anyway, you got any information out of this video, please like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Eugene's Backyard Repair on them, one of them without the S. Pictures, parts, project, funny videos, things in nature, drift grill, screenshots, roadside finds, share videos, all kinds of cool stuff. I don't post on Instagram as much as big time YouTubers. If I get the subscriber base up enough and I make, start getting any kickbacks from YouTube, eventually I might have to end my job. Like I said, I do this to get the videos out for you, help you repair your stuff, save you money. Saving you money, and you can watch it for free. How can you lose? You can't lose. Even if you don't like the way I repair something, it'll give you a basic knowledge of maybe taking it apart, and maybe watch somebody else's video if you don't like the way I do it. It's the way I do it. Doesn't mean it's the right way or the perfect way to do it. So take that into consideration. Anyway, like I said, if you would please like, share, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment if you would please, get my videos out there, get some share them up to 612 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate it very much. You come to this little guy's shop here. Last video will be a shop tour and some projects. So you come to my little shop and watch me do some wrenching, and we're out of here. Peace. There it is. She's dirty, but I guess it gets the job done. Alright, everybody have a good night. God bless. We're out here. Peace.